Graduated?
No.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Drexel Free Thought Society Weekly Podcast. Sorry for the brief delay. I thought we had 15 more minutes. Anywho, the Drexel Free Thought Society is Drexel's only happily secular organization. We are free thinkers. We like thinking about things freely, not like all that closed-minded nonsense. And hopefully that's something we'll address today. Both free thinking and close-headed silliness. Or nonsense. It doesn't matter. Hello, I am David McDevitt, and I'm the president of this organization. And today, if you could somehow figure it out, we are discussing alternative medicine. Is it real? Is it not? Does it have any merit whatsoever? Are there good alternative medicines, or is it all just complete tomfoolery? Sitting around me is an empty chair. This is my favorite empty chair. Across me is Dante Henson, the lion himself. And then Richard the Lion-Hearted. He has a heart full of Dante. You guys can introduce yourselves if you want. I just felt like doing that.
Dante Henson, Vice President of Drexel Free Thought Society. And just a quick thing on alternative medicine, I'll be honest with you, that it's one topic that I've never really looked into, but I briefly took a peek at it. And one of the main definitions I seen was that it is so-called medical practice, and I put quotes around that does not revolve around the scientific method or any kind of studies whatsoever. So what I've got from my little readings was that a lot of alternative medicine practices are just plain assumptions, which to me right there, that just brings up a big red flag. We'll delve into that a little more, but right now we're going to introduce the rich man here.
Hi, my name is Richard, and I believe that some alternative medicines are complete Bolshevik, and other ones could be looked at in some certain different way, because some of them actually might be reputable, depending upon your viewpoint.
What are some examples that we know of alternative medicine?
Oh, well.
Is acupuncture one of them?
Yeah. I guess strictly by definition, alternative medicine is something that is used in some way to help the human body. And I guess any body, if you want to help animals or something. But it's something that does not fall into the clinical, understood knowledge of the medical science.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I like to go with the Tim Mitchin definition. Alternative medicine, is either something that has not been proved to work, or has been proved not to work.
But is continued anyways.
Yes.
So a lot of home remedies, would that be considered alternative medicine?
Definitely. This isn't, like, one thing I probably should just say flat out, I will get to in one moment, after I give you this word from our sponsor. Us, where we sponsor ourselves. But if you guys would like to join in on this conversation, you can join us at Spreaker, or at our Spreaker account where you're hearing this from. Just join the live chat. We'd love to hear from you all. You can also email us at drexfreethought@gmail.com. You can also join our website, I guess. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook. You could just message us during our call-in portion, or really whenever you feel like. You can try calling us at our... What account do we use?
Skype.
Oh, yes, we use Skype. On our Skype account, Drexel Free Thought, all one word. Sorry for that gargled amount of messages. I had 3 midterms this week. I'm very tired.
Ouch.
Okay, so anyway. It's not to say that home remedies or any alternative medicine doesn't work, like, by definition. It's just that pretty much across the board, any alternative medicine that has been tested has been turned out not to work the way that it's claimed. And the moment anything is, it becomes part of normal medical practice.
Yeah, and that's my other thing. Like, if say if you have a home remedy, like say for, I'm just making up something. Say if you mix cucumbers with carrot juice, it gets rid of a sore throat.
That sounds delicious.
If it's shown to work, then I'm pretty sure that people will research that. Why do these two concoctions? Why are they able to get rid of a sore throat or a runny nose or stuff like that? And then it would just become. I mean, it's not going to be something that a doctor's going to prescribe in a bottle, but it's going to be shown to work.
There's a whole bunch of little remedies that doctors do use when in lieu of like medicine, because sometimes medicine is way too harsh on the body or puts much strain on him in some way.
So it won't be alternative anymore.
Yeah, some alternatives would just be like a bed rest is a standard one instead of just standard medical science, because bed rest has been shown to actually help.
Yeah.
But it's technically not medicine. Also, a lot of things... I'm going to do a flat, like, call-out, I guess. Tim Minchin's song, The Storm, is an animated short. It's about 10 minutes. And it goes a lot into alternative medicine. And one of the things that they say is, like, does anyone here know where aspirin came from? Aspirin, anyone?
I can vaguely remember because we actually used it in the chemical lab not too long ago.
I'm pretty sure people found just natives of some area were chewing on the bark of willow trees to relieve pain. A bit of science later, they isolated the part of the bark that actually ceased pain and isolated it and made it into a basically completely symptomless painkiller.
Also,
it was shown to work, and science made it better.
Well, I mean, I would like to propose two different scenarios in the case of alternative medicine. There's alternative medicine like perhaps those wristbands that you put on yourself. Remember a while back, my mom was like, "Ooh, look at this wristband. It helps you balance." And apparently it was some...
Spoilers, it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, apparently it was some wristband that had some sort of magnet on it. And that helped make it so that the polarity of your body was in sequence to wherever you were standing. Now, obviously, they pulled up a bunch of BS scientific mumbo-jumbo that wasn't even true, and they proposed it to the person saying, "Hey, if you buy this, you'll become more balanced." And they do these tests and everything. If you go down to a mall, they'll push you really lightly with it on and you'll be able to balance, but if you don't have it on, they'll push you a little harder so you can't hold your balance. And this is a way to goat people into buying the product. Now, that alternative medicine...
It's goad people, not goat them.
Goad.
We don't recommend goading people.
That type of alternative medicine only works if the person believes in it, which is actually a sort of medicine that people give in scientific communities called the placebo effect.
There's actually drastic misconception on the placebo effect.
Really?
You don't create medicine for the purpose of enacting the placebo effect. You actually test medicine against the placebo effect. That's how you know if the medicine actually does something.
Oh.
That's why, like, we'll just use, what was I saying before? Like, aspirin. We'll just use aspirin as the classic example. If you have a monstrous headache, people would have a control group in which they basically give them sugar pills. And then they'll just be like, take this, it will make you better. And then they'll just be like, I still have a terrible headache. And then they'll give the other people, this will make you better. And it's actually the medicine. And then the person takes it and they're like, my headache's actually gone.
Well,
and they test it against the people that just get better naturally, against the percentages of people who actually get better because of the thing.
Well, to play the devil's advocate with the placebo effect, sometimes when you are given a placebo for something that regular medicine would not usually do, they would usually, let's say you have depression and you really don't want to take any pills that will mess with your brain chemistry, and they give people a sugar pill, and they say this will make you feel better.
Well, that's a whole different subject.
Well,
because like depression's one of those things that
it's not simple.
It's a lot of it is honestly just in your head.
Yeah, well,
it's in your head for good reason. Not saying depression just kind of pops up for no reason.
And a lot of it is chemically linked too.
But people with lots of different types of depression can get over it out of figuring out why the depression happened.
Well, all I was going to say was that a part of the reason why is because you think that you have it. For some people, and for some other people, you actually have depression, and it won't help you to take a placebo pill. You'll actually have to take certain pills like SSRIs. And
I don't know.
Now we're getting into depression versus depressive disorder. Like, there's an actual difference between it.
I don't know. I'm still in the camp.
And there's
I'm still in the camp that the only way you can get over depression is by yourself. Well, not by yourself, but you have to get over depression.
See,
I think all the drugs will do is it makes it easier to deal with.
A mind over matter kind of thing.
No, really, the thing is that it actually deals with the brain chemistry. When you have depression, when you have bipolar, when you have some sort of mood disorder in general, there's sometimes you can get over it because there's something going on in your life, and the chemicals, your neurobiology is actually working against you, even if nothing is going on in your life.
So it really depends on what's causing the disorder.
Yeah. It depends on your neurobiology.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, like I said,
I'll admit that.
Like I said, depression versus depressive disorder.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then.
Yeah.
Like depression,
yeah,
like is
depression
severe.
Is you literally you're lacking the ability to create something.
Yes,
and
it's chemically.
Okay, so depressive disorder is more like, oh damn, I watched my family get torn apart by wildebeests, and now I'm depressed.
Well, that's
you can't
depressed
control that.
As in, I'm really, really
no,
sad.
I mean like depressive disorder.
Depressive disorder is an actual chemical imbalance.
Yeah,
but it's I was under the understanding that it was brought on by something.
Oh no,
which means you can physically get yourself over it.
Well,
we're going down a really unnecessary road here.
well, here I can bring it back to alternative medicine. One of my favorite things, because I'm a aspiring biologist. I've noticed there's a lot of alternative medicine dealing with animal encounters, wounds. Like, for example, snake bites. Back then the main remedy for snake bites was you cut yourself with a knife and you let the blood drain out, and that cured you, which was complete nonsense.
Would that just make more surface area for the venom to wash over?
Pretty much, and it opens you up to secondary infection. But and there's still some areas in the world, even in America, where people still do this. It is not recommended to perform this practice.
If you're bit by like a necrotic poison, if you suck out the poison, would it melt through your tongue?
Probably.
That's a good question. I would say that if because the human mouth is very filthy and is very prone to injury. So if you do have little cuts in your mouth and you take that venom, it would be very devastating.
So what you're saying, as your professional opinion, is chop off the limb with a machete.
I'm saying this may sound a bit weird. I wouldn't say just haul butt to the hospital because you will exasperate it, but at least move with some sort of a purpose. It's kind of like a medium. It sounds weird. It sounds weird. Yeah,
speed walking for my life.
But basically, yeah. You want to get to a hospital as quick as you can, but you also don't want to exert so much energy that you're forcing that venom to move even faster. But yeah, especially in the case of like in America, because most of our snakes are hemotoxic, which means they affect the blood cells and the tissues. They're tissue destroying venoms. We only have one neurotoxic snake that affects the nervous system. But in any case. The whole bloodletting thing with the knife is just a really, really bad idea.
And like, just going off of animals, that venom itself, or that snake skin, or those snake bones, or anything from any rare animal that has ever existed, instantly gains magic powers.
Well, the funny part is the snake venom is helpful depending on how it is used to make the anti-venom. But all this other stuff, like taking rabbit's ears and cheetah paws and mixing them in a brew like a witch, and
no, it's like like some of the things are Okay, so at the Philadelphia Zoo, there's a big thing about tigers.
Okay.
Because tigers are hunted, not primarily, but a huge reason that a lot of tigers are dead is because their bodies are harvested for everything.
Yeah.
Like
beliefs.
gallbladder juice. Like, alleviates, like, kidney stones or something.
They kill them for their penises, too, actually. Supposedly for, sexual reasons. Like, it increases your libido, things like that.
What is it? Just like it's a big, powerful animal, therefore its penis makes my penis awesome?
I think that's the belief.
That's silly.
Yeah, if you think about it, a lot of animals are going extinct, not because of we're eating them or anything, but because of beliefs, because of medicinal alternative medicine beliefs. Like, for example, rhino horns. Like, some people get the rhino horns, because ivory's worth money. Some people think that if you grind the rhino horns, it gives you the strength, this extra strength, makes you more of a man, stuff like that.
It's calcium and keratin.
They don't know that. That's what happens when you have scientific illiteracy.
It's literally giant teeth.
It's literally it's basically made of the same type of stuff as hair.
Yeah, I was about to. Forgive me. I'm incorrect. It's like tusks are made out of bone.
Yeah,
but are made out of teeth or bone or whatever.
Yeah,
but
enamel. But actual rhino horns.
Those are basically
is extremely
specialized skin.
Yeah, extremely thick keratin. That's all it is.
So instead of killing rhinos, internet people from other countries, you could just lick your arm.
Jeez, let's not replace one alternative medicine with another. Even though that was less dangerous.
I would be
rhinos are dead.
I would be all for licking your own arm to increase virility.
And as long as the rhino's still alive, which unfortunately we lost a subspecies not too long ago. But
also, there's the whole alternative medicine thing when. A lot of people say that science is not what's it called?
Equipped?
No, not
biased.
Biased in any way. Some people say that science is not biased in any way. Science would not be biased in any way if everybody let go of their biases completely.
Well, no, just like I have to interrupt before it gets too far down this road. Science is not biased. The process in which science is, like, the process itself can't be biased. Yeah. Bias is written out of it. Well, but the way that the data is interpreted by people is what makes it biased.
Okay, yeah.
But the idea of peer review is what removes as much bias as possible.
Well, that's what I mean. But at the same time, when science is used in certain industries, like the medical industry, or even better, the pharmaceutical industry.
Gary would love this.
Some science, there'll be scientists in the pharmaceutical industry saying, hey, you know what we can do? We can do this, this, and this to make people better. And there's no side effects. And then the company will say, the boss man on top that just happens to be just a businessman and happens to know absolutely nothing about how science works and actually does not care about the scientific process, will be like, oh, you know what? How about we make it so that there are a few side effects and that it's cheaper to manufacture, or that, if you do it this way, then they'll need another medicine to subdue these effects that they have later on. And that's exactly what happens in these industries. The scientists,
I don't think it happens like that.
Well, I do, because the scientists and the researchers and everything else that they are.
It depends where it's at.
Like, I know that it's possible for there to be like really corrupt like scientists or people that own things.
Not the scientists, the people.
He's
that
talking about the head
only
honcho
care
up top
about
that doesn't.
No, but like then the scientists are just as corrupt as he is.
No, they're not.
Then why don't they quit?
No, they're not. Because the only thing
then why don't they quit?
Because they have a monopoly over the entire system. You can't just work for a random. You can't just work for a random pharmaceutical industry because you know what? Pfizer and GlaxoSmithKline and all these other pharmaceutical industries, they have a monopoly on the market. So of course we're going to have to go for some alternative medicines, and obviously some alternative medicines are absolutely incorrect, but some of them are actually scientifically proven by people in the field that it does work.
Name one.
Well, let's say weed. Weed, not weed itself, but THC and certain chemicals that you get from cannabis, like cannabinoids, have certain properties to them, have certain medicinal properties to them, and yet it will not be used in the pharmaceutical industry because that is too easily accessible to everybody else. And of course you have this whole drug war thing going down.
So why don't people just write up a list on the internet of this is how you refine this chemical and this is how you do it?
The thing is that you can't do that.
You would need like $80 worth of chemistry equipment.
Well, you can't do that now because you have all these laws restricting us to get the actual scientific facts out there.
You could do it with hemp. Hemp's not illegal in most places.
No, hemp is illegal.
They made it illegal. Anything in that
illegal?
Hemp's illegal. Marijuana's illegal. Oh, obviously, marijuana's illegal.
Anything that resembles a cannabis plant is
even in California. Even in California, medicinal marijuana, which I agree with, is illegal. Not statewide, but countrywide.
It can be used in the textile industry. It can be used in the textile industry. Hemp is very strong.
Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah, but they don't want that. It seems like I think they're worried about certain products competing with certain products, and it'd be kind of hard to have a monopoly on cannabis. I think that's why they're doing that.
Science is about making the world better. It's about making.
It's not. Science is not about making the world better.
Well, scientists usually want to make the world better.
They're about the scientists, but not science.
That is not what happens in the world. Science is a process. It is a process about observing something about the world and being able to demonstrate that your explanation is it actually happens. That's all science is. It's the best tool we have to understand the world.
It's the best tool that we have to do
But scientists are not automatically noble.
Yeah, I
it's
know,
the person
but
that wields
a lot of people in the scientific industry ways where either A, they can make a lot of money, which I think is
reason.
not the primary reason.
Well, actually,